Now that the first couple of days of rookie minicamp is officially in the books for pretty much every team in the NFL, now we can sit back and take a look at what we saw. Now in this video, we're specifically going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, some of their rookies, UDFAs, the winners and losers of rookie camp for the Chiefs. And now, what should we be looking at going into OTAs, which start next week, mandatory minicamp, training camp, and just like that, preseason is going to be here. So in this video, we're going to break down everything that you need to know about the Kansas City Chiefs rookie minicamp and who stood out, but also who to keep an eye on. Now, before we jump into the video, comment down below, who do you think has the most potential out of this rookie class? But also comment down below, who do you think will have the most day one impact for the Chiefs from the rookies? And don't say both Xavier Worthy, even though, you know, quite frankly, it could be both Xavier Worthy. Try to give me a diversity of different answers here. But with that being said, let's talk about what you guys want to hear about. Xavier Worthy. I mean, this dude has been flashing up and down the sidelines with the speed, with the versatility. This is a guy you just want the football. Give him the football, right? Whether it's a screen, whether it's a go route, whether it's a dig, whether it's a drag, just get the guy the football. That's something that we've learned. Now, listen, camp wasn't perfect for Xavier Worthy. You know, you're going to hear a lot of people talk about it. He did drop a few passes, which it's okay, okay? Listen, you can work on that. As long as it's something that you can work on, boom, you are fine, okay? He has the work ethic, he has the mentality, he wants to be one of the best players in the NFL, and that's just something that he has instilled in his mind, which is massive, right? He also sat out the last part of practice with the leg cramp, but again, just a leg cramp, it's okay. But with all the bad things, there was a lot of good things. There's two bad things, a lot of good things. I mean, the dude was insane. The amount of big plays that he made over the first 2 days of rookie minicamp, and again, take everything with a grain of salt because there's no pads, there's no contact, there's barely even one-on-ones, right? The dude still looked really good. In terms of first impressions, dude, he was dogging. He was dogging, right? So, gotta love that, right? But Xavier Worthy is going to do very well in this offense, and they're wicked excited about him. I mean, you can't say anything else but the pace, the versatility. The guy ran the fastest 40-yard dash time in combine history, okay? So if you guys are worried about him dropping passes, don't be, okay? The speed is the one thing, but I feel like he also just runs great routes, okay? A lot of his teammates, a lot of his rookies over here were just enamored or just in awe about the way he was running his routes. The versatile dynamic is something that stands out when you talk about Xavier Worthy, and although he dropped a couple of passes, once he gets in more work, once he dives into the playbook more, this is a guy that's going to have a day one impact, and not only a day one impact, could be the entire future of this Chiefs organization at the wide receiver position. But outside of Xavier Worthy, let's talk about some other guys who actually took advantage of some opportunities. Now, before we get into more guys who are definitely winners from the first couple of days of rookie minicamp, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, it's free. Doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Chiefs throughout the entirety of not only mandatory minicamp, but OTAs, training camp, preseason, regular season, everything. We got you guys covered. Join the family, turn on post notifications. Let's get right back into the video. Now, before we get into more guys who are definitely winners from the first couple of days of rookie minicamp, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, it's free. Doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Chiefs throughout the entirety of not only mandatory minicamp, but OTAs, training camp, preseason, regular season, everything. We got you guys covered. Join the family, turn on post notifications. Let's get right back into the video. Now, the first thing we need to talk about here is a guy in, you know, former rugby, Rees-Zammit. Now, again, I might have said his name wrong. Please comment down below if I did. But this is a guy who continues to impress with his speed, right? Now, he does know about football, but he's kind of getting into the first stages of learning a playbook. I mean, there is 100 more plays over in the NFL compared to what they did over in rugby. But right away, you look at his running style. Looks a little bit awkward on the film, but man, this guy, when you talk about potential, if they find a way to unlock it, this is going to be a guy they're going to love over here in Kansas City. And I would guarantee you Chiefs fans are going to slowly start to fall in love with him as well. Got to keep an eye on him. And again, as a running back, as a return man, you won't know too much. You won't be able to see too much until the pads come on. So yes, the speed is something that jumps out right away. The way he runs the football jumps out right away. But again, keep your eye on him during OTAs and minicamp. Once the pads come on a little bit, that's when you know a little bit more about him. Now, a couple of other guys who stood out. Linebacker Bryce Gallagher. He did have an interception on Saturday. He's another tryout player who has fought his way into the first-team lineup. Even though the Chiefs have 3 undrafted free agent linebackers signed to the roster, this is a guy who's made a day one impression on the team. So keep an eye on him as well. And then you got the quarterback, Olodukan. Don't know how to say his name. Please comment down below in the comments down below. But he was the main guy, right? He was the main quarterback taking reps on Sunday, followed by Spencer Sanders and Brennan Armstrong as well. Armstrong probably showed more comfort on day 2 than he did day 1, but he did have the only interception of the day when Central Florida's DeCorian Patterson picked him off during 7-on-7 work. But there were some really big plays that took place over the first few days of Chiefs rookie minicamp, right? Now, they're both on Sunday. Both involved catches by the team's draft picks. Olodukan couldn't outthrow Worthy on a deep pass or a deep post route, but the speedster tracked the ball so well, dude. It was amazing. And, made a catch with the defender on him for a big gain on a post route. Again, Xavier Worthy making the big-time catches when it counts the most over defense as well. And then he also threw another one to Jared Wiley, another guy who's been standing out, a tight end who, is more of a project. He's very raw, but the guy has a ton of potential as well. And those are 2 of the biggest plays of the day. And I think a guy like Jared Wiley is someone who, may not be someone who was worked into the lineup right away. But when you talk about, a year, 2 years down the line with a little bit of development, this guy has all the potential in the world with his ball skills, with his athleticism. He's got a rare combination of, size, speed, quickness, athleticism. I think Jared Wiley, could be someone who really carves out a role for himself. Maybe not in year 1, but year 2 going forward, they're super excited for him. And then you have, Steve Spagnuolo. I mean, dude, he is in awe. He loves this dude, Jaden Hicks, 4th round safety. Has been one of the biggest conversations around, Steve and his defense right now, man. Already a big fan. Steve actually came out and, said, listen, love this dude's energy. I love what he brings. And then you have freaking Jaden Hicks, same thing. Says, I love Steve's energy. I love what he brings and what I'm going to learn from him. I'm going to fit right into this defense. I mean, you talk about, 2 guys who really enjoy each other's presence. A defensive coordinator, rookie safety, something that you want to see right away. But other than that, there are some guys that you guys need to look out for. Obviously, Rees-Zammit, Imani Bailey, Miles Battle, also, some other guys, right? Hassan Hall. Now, he was a former running back for, I believe, Michigan or Louisville, maybe. I don't really remember too much. But back in college, he was a very good player. I think he transferred to Georgia or Georgia Tech, one of the two. Averaged about 4.5 yards per carry. Had solid hands out the backfield. So keep an eye on him. Also, Bryce Gallagher, like we said before. And also DB DJ Miller is someone that was undrafted signee from Kent State. Earned a spot on today's, or one of the standout players because he made a couple of big plays, right? Made a couple of big plays. A decent-sized corner. 5'10", not the tallest guy in the world, but ran a 4.5. So watch out for him as well. There's a couple of guys that really look good during the first couple of days of rookie minicamp. But until we see the pads on, until we see some contact, we'll be able to see some more during that time. But I believe OTA start next week. Again, I'll keep you guys updated with that. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications. That way you're notified every time we post one of these videos. With that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Let's go, Chiefs.